So before we actually start this video, guys, this video is going to be a little bit more content-wise, going to be more for mature audiences, mostly due to Frank's foul mouth.
How dare you?
It's that 18 plus.
Son of a... Guess we're starting on boys.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, I have a clip of Joey saying,
Hey guys, welcome back to 2000 and something, the worst movie review channel on the internet.
Joey, I'm scared.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
Why am I sitting on the right side? And why is there a tablecloth?
Why am I in the middle? Why do we have a table?
Who's done this?
I don't know. I think. Han, do you hear that?
Is it?
Oh my gosh! It's our first subscriber.
Whoa!
Frank.
Franklin, how's it going? Can I call you Franklin?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Cool, thank you.
His first name's Francisco, but whatever.
Joseph
That's right, guys.
William.
We have our first guest star on the channel, our first subscriber, and a good friend of mine, Frank Cisco, or apparently Franklin now.
The turtle.
All right. So today, guys, we are reviewing one of Frank's favorite shows and a show he recommended to me originally, Smiling Friends, written and directed by Zach Hadel and Michael Cusack.
Yeah.
Without further ado, guys, let's just get right into it. Thoughts on this show? What kind of led you to wanting to watch this show?
I remember seeing a bunch of memes on Twitter, and I was like, it sounds like kind of an interesting show, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then I checked it out because it was on HBO and I had nothing else to watch, and I was like, yo, this wild.
So this is the first video I am editing for the channel, so we're going to see how long this takes me.
Watch what I can't do anymore. Joey, put an aardvark in my hand. Aww.
No, I am going to put a bottle of Heinz ketchup.
Ew.
The glass bottle.
Ah, that's better. That's better than the plastic, at least.
Better than the plastic.
I'm gonna say you should just put raw ketchup, not like the ketchup when it first comes out, it's all liquid, you know?
And just a little squishy noise.
I'm not doing that. All right. So essentially, you kind of got led into this just because you saw memes of it on Twitter.
Yeah, I just saw the memes, especially all especially the ones from the first episode with Charlie and Pam.
Yeah.
And Desmond.
So I don't know if you knew this. The entire first season of this show was released on Adult Swim all at once.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's the best thing about Adult Swim is the random freak out stuff they'll just play in the middle of the night. Wasn't that how Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared started? I think they just played that in the middle of the night one time.
Dude, I don't remember. I remember staying up late as a kid and watching really weird shows in Adult Swim. What is it? Xavier's Road Angels or something?
What?
Oh, is that the rock band one?
No. It's like this dude. It's like this dude who's an angel, but he's mixed up with different kinds of animals. It's a weird animation deal.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen that one. I remember seeing a
Joey,
lot of.
Play a clip of it right now.
I'm not playing a clip of it. I'm not doing that. Right? Don't put more work on me, Frank. No, I remember watching Robot Chicken, Family Guy on Adult Swim late at night when I was as a kid. Then King of the Hill was a big one, and then there's a bunch of other random shows. There's one called Black Jesus. Do you guys remember that?
I remember seeing it, but not actually watching it.
I never watched it, but I remember seeing when they were promoting it.
I mean, Adult Swim usually had a lot of bangers, like Loiter Squad, The Boondocks,
Squidbillies. The animation on that is so scuffed.
Rick and Morty eventually.
Yeah. So one thing that I do enjoy about Adult Swim is they kind of give their creators more creative vision. They're not like Disney where no, we want this and that, all this to happen. And I think with this show specifically, it's kind of bringing on a new kind of adult entertainment. Because one thing that I kind of noticed in this show a lot is that it didn't cuss every 2 seconds. Rick and Morty, Family Guy, and it wasn't they had some crude jokes, but that wasn't their whole thing. And another thing, and that's what kind of I liked about that's one thing that was kind of stuck out about this show too, is it wasn't always dropping F-bombs, S-bombs.
The show is very much kind of grounded in a sense. It's just it's not too over the top, even though it does have some over the top moments, and it's just kind of
But those over the top moments are they're not every single second. so it kind of like it makes it work. And I kind of like how the creators, they don't really do like they don't do filler episodes. That's one of their big things. They don't do filler episodes. They don't want to waste anyone's time. So they're kind of like to the point. That's why the episodes are so short, is because they're trying to get to the point and they have a story to tell. And another fun fact about this show, they're created by YouTubers.
Whoa.
Yeah, so this is a YouTube adult animation. I do not like confrontation.
Okay, Shrimpina.
Joey, put up a picture of Shrimpina.
There's no picture of... Is there a picture of Shrimpina out in the world?
I don't know. Put up a fan pic one.
Fan pic?
Or a fan made one.
Go to .com.
No.
Search Shrimpina.
I am good. It's just gonna be like shrimp in like lingerie, like just a little, like just a 3 foot tall.
So you're telling me a shrimp fried this rice?
What?
It's a TikTok reference. So another thing I like about this show is Zach and Michael actually voice a lot of the characters. So Zach voices Charlie, Glep, Bibbly. Blibbly?
The Blibblies?
Yeah, the Blibblies. Yeah, the little purple guys.
Little purple guys.
The boss's baby.
Okay.
Charlie's grandma. DJ Spitz. Desmond's mom. Gnarly.
Does he for real voice DJ Spitz?
He does. I said gnarly. Mip.
Okay.
Mr. Frog's fan, the one that that Mr. Frog chokes out. Mr. Peanut. Ronald Reagan. Salt. The Century Egg. And then the Devil.
Oh.
Then Michael voices Alan, Pim. He also voices some Bibblies. He voices the demon that we see when Charlie first wakes up in the underworld. Some fairies, Grim, Ketchup, Mr. Frog, Pepper, Pim's mom, Pim's sister, and Rex. Like there'll be like random moments where like there'll just be just side jokes, like just random stuff happening that will like kind of seems like you're like, what the heck? But it still makes you laugh.
It's kind of a lot of like things that'll make you do a double take. Just like, did you really just say that? It's actually like so subtle, but it's like really funny at the same time.
Like Charlie's grandma's, I think I like the voice acting lines from her specifically. I think Zach does a really good job. And like, oh, what? Like I'm just trying to imagine.
I love the reason why he finds her in hell.
I yelled when you and your grandfather got shot by that nasty robber. I don't really think that's a reason for you to go to hell, Grandma.
Yeah,
but okay.
It's kind of extreme. Like, it's just like subtle stuff like that. Just like, damn, bro.
How about you take a nice piece of hard candy for the journey, Charlie? Here you go. More for me. So one thing I did like about this, they got Gilbert Godfrey to voice
God.
Yeah, they voice like. I thought that was the coolest thing, and then like rewatching it now, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he just died recently. That's like probably one of the last voice acting jobs he did.
I mean, besides all the stuff he does on Cameo, really way off topic. Where were we at before?
We're talking about Gilbert Godfrey, then you guys started talking about the
Cameo.
Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised you never heard of Cameo. I guess it's not really that big a thing. So unless you're like, seen a bunch of memes of people posting cameos.
I guess.
It's a whole bunch of people that are like not that famous, and then one person who's super famous.
It's like famous people that are like really down bad and need the cash.
Yep.
I just wanted my cheese.
Fuck with him.
All right. Well, you said you only took one note. Why did you only take one note?
Oh, it's kind of hard to take notes on comedy shows. I think it's like, hey, that joke was funny.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. That's why I'm not talking about the jokes. Like,
right.
There's art stuff.
What was the note about?
My one note is, that one episode where they open up with like, hey, should this guy join and be the new happy friend? Should he?
Small move.
Yeah. Should he join? And my one note was, Kansas voted for him to join.
I did see that. Like when I was watching, I'm like, I wonder what Kansas said.
Yeah.
They wanted. Apparently, Kansas wanted him.
Rest in peace, Smart.
I love that there was like a severe like North v South whether they wanted him to join the show.
And he was only there for like a clip, and then he's
He's there at the beginning of the episode and like towards the end of the episode.
All right, what's the best episode? What do you guys think?
It's the best episode. Mm-hmm. Okay, the pilot isn't the best episode, but I think it has a lot of good jokes in it.
The pilot's pretty good.
Yeah,
It's
got my favorite character, the guy with the gun to his head.
Desmond.
I love Desmond.
That whole gag was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna kill myself and make you guys watch. Oh, wait, should I not say kill myself? I'm just gonna unalive myself.
Yeah. What I do like about this show is like almost 100% of the jokes do land. I think they're like they don't have anything that's like kind of dry humor.
Yeah, I think it depends on who you are.
Yeah,
I definitely think some of the jokes didn't land for me personally, but I'm not a big fan of like not necessarily gross out humor, but like when the boss like immediately starts breastfeeding the baby in the first episode. I went, maybe I won't. Do we gotta watch this show?
It has like those really obscure moments where it's just like, what the is going on? What was your favorite episode?
I like the restaurant murder mystery one a lot.
Salties?
Yeah, Salties. I thought that one was pretty good.
Oh, what about you, Joey? What was your favorite episode?
I want to say episode 7 with the Bizarro version, Grim and Gnarly.
Grim and Gnarly, that one's pretty good too.
Yeah. Mostly because of one thing and one thing only. They did say a real world fact.
Yeah.
Did you know that the world's like all the world's helium will be gone in like 15 to 20 years? That's like a real fact.
I think about it all the time because my job, they're constantly throwing parties and they just get these giant helium canisters and just start filling up balloons. And every single time I see it, I go, "Come on, guys!"
And I just thought like I'm glad that they actually did like a real world fact with that. And then so that's what I like about another thing I like about this. They incorporate all this different types of media into one, which has got to be a pain in the butt to edit. But
I think 3D Squelton was just the 3D animation.
Yeah, that's what
3D
Squelton. I should have thought that better.
I love that the who's the guy who sends the princess a bomb.
Mip.
Mip looks exactly like the hobbits from that old
the really old
yeah. I was like,
I think that's what they were going
right,
for.
they just did pretty much identical.
Hey man, whatever happens to the Enchanted Forest.
You kiss your dad on the mouth?
Honestly, that was one of my favorite.
It was like for sure one of my all-time favorite lines.
One of my favorite jokes was that whole sequence, because like the moment he kisses his dad, like I was just like, did he just kiss his dad on the mouth? And then they go back to this conversation between Pam and Charlie, and he's like, did you just kiss your dad on the mouth? I was like, dude, I was thinking the exact same thing.
Do you guys know anybody who does that in real life?
Kiss their dad on the mouth?
Yeah.
I mean, I do every once in a while.
Okay.
You don't kiss your dad on the mouth?
No, I do not. Funny enough.
Oh yeah, neither do I.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know who does that.
Who was a dad nowadays? Okay, I think.
Honestly,
okay, Frank, we didn't talk about. Let's rewind. Frank, what is your favorite episode?
My favorite episode? Probably the pilot. I really like the pilot. If it wasn't for the pilot, I wouldn't have stuck out for the whole season.
I think that's how we almost lost Will. It's just based upon the pilot. Like, just the boss just starts breastfeeding, and, like whips his boob out.
If the boss breastfeeding that thing on the first episode was an indication how the show was going to go, I wouldn't have been interested in the first place.
What's everybody's least favorite episode?
Least favorite episode?
I got
Probably Mr. Frog.
I wasn't a big fan of the Mr. Frog episode.
I love Mr. Frog. That's up there for me. My least favorite was the last one.
The last one?
Yeah, I didn't think it was that funny. I thought it had that one joke with the grandma, but I didn't laugh any other times except for that.
The thing I like about the show is just like the really obscure like animation, like the different angles they have on the characters are just like really awkward, make them look like really awkward looking. It's kind of like SpongeBob when they have those hyper realistic like images like for like a split second or something like that.
Like in the Misadventures of Flapjack too.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It just has him from like really obscure like angles, and you're just like, why does he look like that?
Oh, so other adult animations. Comparing this to other adult animations, this one I think is a lot better just because of the humor in it. It's not all just like body part humor, like crude humor. It has some more. It's more like kind of it's funny, and it can be said to someone who's not really into crude humor.
It's really more just like it's
situational.
Yeah, it's kind of situational. It's just more like you can actually see yourself winding up in a conversation, and just like it's more of just like a casual thing rather than just like over the top, right?
Bro, they also got Chills. Do you know who Chills is?
No.
The guy that goes number 15.
Top 15.
Burger King foot lettuce. That's Chills.
Okay.
They actually got him just to say the number 15 joke, which I liked. That's a lot of like a lot of characters that do voice acting for him are other YouTubers. They kind of like got. So if it isn't them, it's most likely
it's like a show just made by YouTubers, and they like invite a bunch of their friends who are also YouTubers, and they also used to work with, and they just got them to help out a little bit with the show, which is really cool.
Yeah. Here, you can do it this time.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for permission to do my own segment. Thank you. Welcome to everybody's favorite segment. It's been going around the longest, established 2022. We'll reach Joey a bad review and Frank. And then Joey and Frank react to it with words that they say out of their mouths, or this acronym.
Right here.
Wow.
It kind of sounded like you said "and Frank."
Yeah, and Frank.
Not "and Frank."
Rest in peace.
It's like "and," yeah.
And Frank Gilbert Godfrey. Can we do an in memoriam segment?
No. Well, maybe at the end.
I'm gonna say, Joey, we can't bring up Anne Frank and not do an in memoriam segment. It's gonna be disrespectful, bro.
Just here. This is what I'm gonna do.
Actually...
R.I.P. Anne Frank. R.I.P. Gilbert Godfrey. I'll bring it down a little bit. So I don't know. Whatever fits for me in my hands, I'll just cover my hands. I don't care.
That fits with the show. Don't they all have a
at the end? Yeah, they said in memory of, and then
a fake person.
Yeah, it was a totally fake person. I was like, it's really weird that somebody's dead every episode.
They find somebody, and I'm like, what the heck? All right. Well, hit us with it.
Okay, here we go. 1 out of 10 stars. One of the most unoriginal ideas ever to be conceived by Dr. DeFaria, January 5th, 2022. Adult animation is in a post-cancellation Family Guy world, has been going down a slippery slope of repetitive Family Guy ripoffs and other types of adult shows, where it's an excuse for unfunny comedians that don't know how to use the medium of animation to make unfruitful type of jokes. Great English. This pilot is from an online creator that comes from the same strand of gross and outrage humor from the old days of online world. While I support online creators making it into the big business to show the outdated and old executives that online creators are the new wave of animation creative projects and are going to be main contributors of shows. This pilot shows the uncreative crassness that has been infesting the online animation for a while. A bunch of grotesquely drawn faces to compensate for humor and layers of irony so ingrained in the show you can't tell what's genuine or not.
Is that
1 out of 10? I think that's a little too harsh. Comparing it to like Family Guy, I don't think you can compare those two things together. I mean, the only thing you can like maybe like reference like the only thing those two would be relevant in the same conversation is that they're both adult animations. But as far as like humor wise, they're two totally different things. They're on two totally different levels. Like Family Guy back in the day was pretty racist.
So to the fact that you're comparing it to Family Guy isn't right. Their humor is a lot. Both humors are very different.
Yeah, I could see that too. As far as like the animation style too, I think the animation style is the way it is, so it just like pops out. And it's more just to catch your eye. It's like, why is it drawn so badly? And I think that's just like their preferred style too.
Well, with that, they can like they're also thinking about their stuff can also be like used as memes too, because like since they're so weird and like different, like the reason you kind of got into this show is because you saw memes of it. So another reason they do that on purpose is to like they can get exposure in other ways besides just TV, YouTube clips, whatever.
Like unlike the whole like humor of it, it's like at a totally different level from like Family Guy. And I don't really know how to explain it. And I guess we just have like different tastes, because I thought it was just like really funny and hilarious, and like compared to like Family Guy, it's just like a bunch of like cheap gags and like a lot of cutaways and racist jokes and stuff like that. stereotypes.
Yeah, it's not Family Guy is just one of the bigger. It's just the big name of like adult animation, and it has been for a while now. But since this one is so different, and I think they're for sure in different categories of adult animation, because like if you're comparing like this to like Smiling Friends to Rick and Morty, like even that would be considered way different, because Rick and Morty, it has a little bit more a different art style to it, and like with their like aliens and stuff. And Smiling Friends, they're just like weirdly drawn. Like, oh, this guy has like
It's just like a really awkward show for really awkward people.
Yeah,
it puts them in like a really awkward situation.
And I feel like this review feels like it was written by like a very reserved mom.
Yeah.
I could see that. It's like I don't know.
Like it's like she walked into her 16-year-old son.
She walked in on the breastfeeding segment. And was like, that's not supposed to be there on a man.
Yeah. I mean, that's just kind of the main thing. Was
1 out of 10 is a little too harsh. I'd give it like a 3 or 4 at least.
Like but that's lowballing.
That's
like
lowballing.
Yeah. I think like, that's like on the low end. Like there are episodes that are kind of like but I feel like for the most part, this show as a whole, I enjoyed very thoroughly. I mean, I've watched this, like rewatched this show like 3-4 times now.
Yeah, it's one of the very few shows I could rewatch.
And another thing, she says, "Oh, I like it." The person says like, "Oh, I enjoy like that like supporting online content creators." Like, you should also know that each content creator has their own style.
I was like, get with the times, lady.
So to say that that it's unoriginal is not true. That it's completely original due to the fact that it combines the different types of media, and that they don't like wasting your time.
Plus I like some of the storylines there too. It's like it's not like some like really cookie cutter or just like generic, like I don't know, like God, I don't even know how to explain it. It's kind of like in Family Guy, where they just like do episodes on like relative like
topic. It's more self-contained and doesn't make any real world references. I think that's a good thing, because it means that the jokes aren't going to age as badly.
I think the Mr. Frog episode though is pretty. That's very much a real world.
It is more that way they kind of chose for that is a lot more. It's for sure most definitely going to be more. It's gonna be prevalent throughout time. Mm-hmm. More because like the executives of a TV show, they're like trying to make things more accepted by the like to where they're not toxic or to be more positive or whatever it may be. I think that's a real thing, and that's been a real thing for a while. Just to rate the bad review, I'm going to have to give them if I could give them 0 stars, I would.
Wow.
But 1 star out of 10.
It's kind of toxic.
I'm gonna give them half a star. Half a star. Half a star out of 10.
Half a star out of 10. Okay.
Just because that their argument isn't true and doesn't have substance to it, to where they bring up valid points. If they had like specific examples, like this scene here, this scene, and to
like a lot
to validate their argument.
Yeah, I guess it could really just come down to it. It's just like it's not their particular cup of tea.
Okay, so of all the characters, who's your favorite character? And let's not just do like small, like little side characters. Someone who actually was more of a prevalent character.
So out of all the characters, who is your favorite character, and why is it the boss?
Why is it the boss?
Mine was the boss's baby.
I mean, I liked the boss, but I wouldn't say he was my favorite character. I think I like Charlie a bit more, just because of Zach's distinct voice with it, and it's like little things that he does. Like first episode, he does that like, honestly, I think we should just cut our losses here. Just okay. And, like he swallows, and just like little things like that. Then like when he's with Shrimp, he just
they're talking like actual people. It's just like real world conversations. Like actually, it's like genuine. It's not like forced. Yeah.
So that's why I like Charlie. So
I like the boss.
Boss is a solid character.
Boss is a solid character. He's the boss.
Yeah. He
made the Smiling Friends. I love him in the bizarre episode, The Frowning Friends.
Frowning Friend. Gosh. Like, what did I think of that?
He's like, relax, dude. I was just going to shoot you in the head and kill you. The way he dresses at that funeral, too.
Yeah. Then when he dresses on Christmas, he dresses like... when he finds a moment, he'll dress pretty sexually.
Yeah, it's really, I don't know, it's like over the top. That's one of the over top moments there. I mean,
yeah, but I feel like it's okay because since the boss is kind of an over the top character, and that's just.
I mean, like you figured that out after the first episode when he's just like, you guys don't mind watching somebody eat, right?
I feel like I am the yellow guy, but my favorite character is the pink guy, Pim.
You just like his positive energy.
Yeah, positive energy.
Is it because you relate to the family dynamic a bit more?
Sure. Family dynamic?
No, like his family's dynamic.
Yeah, I mean, he technically, yes, he has a nuclear family.
Maybe just opposites attract.
Opposites attract.
Yeah. I don't know. I like all the characters in the show.
Yeah.
They're
well. I mean, they're well written. So another thing I liked about this is like the classification of their species. They're considered critters.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that too, because it was like they, instead of just like them just like being not human or just like non like normal people, and why there's like these like special characters and like actual people, they just kind of give you like a classification, just like they're critters.
Yeah. So like even Charlie Brown's like, I remember coming here when I was a homunculus.
From that one episode, what is it, Frowning Friends, you can hear Mr. Boss reference that he spent like, or is losing billions of dollars, so he has money.
Yeah, how does their business model work?
I don't know how much. How much do they be charging to be helping people smile?
Yeah, I would say they just like go over and help make people smile. I wonder if they just like bill them afterwards for all the hours it took to help them smile or something.
Are they a government service? Like, because they get called to solve the mystery.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That would make sense. Now we have a theory.
Yeah.
We have a theory now. Like, what? Like, they're actually a government funded thing, and so that's why the Mr. Boss makes so much money.
And I love how they do that kind of like bit just to make it relevant, so that way Charlie and Pim are the ones that have to like solve this mystery. Like it's their actual job. They're not just doing it because
they feel like it's like, yeah, it makes sense.
This
is the boss, and so that would explain like, oh yeah, they are a government funded thing because now they're tasked with solving this mystery. At least in their town. That would make sense. Now we have a theory. So this is the first theory. Here, I'll put it right here. 2000 and somethings fan theory that Smiling Friends is a government-funded business. Oh, Charlie's like, I went on this amazing adventure of self-discovery, and I don't want to talk about it.
I've seen the devil.
All right, guys. Here are our final thoughts. Let's start with Will. Will, what did you think? Like, what was your out of 10 energy drinks? What was your opinion of this show?
Is your guys' rating system energy drink?
Yeah.
You haven't been keeping up with our episodes, apparently.
Today I'm going to be ranking in a water system.
Your rating.
Okay. My rating's going to be 6.9 water bottles out of 10. And I'm giving it that. Not because it's that bad, but because I wouldn't recommend it to another human being. And I previously established that. If I wasn't forced to, I would not have finished this show after the first episode. And I probably would have dropped off somewhere along the line. There are a lot of really good jokes in it.
Like this whole Salties thing that you enjoyed?
Yeah, I love the Salties guy. He's so funny.
It's Simon S. Salty.
I think I disagree with Joey that all the jokes hit. I think some of them really hit and some of them really do not hit for me personally. But yeah, 6.9 water bottles.
Francisco?
It's very generous, 6.9. I'll rate it out of shrimps.
Okay. Shrimps, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So like I'll give it an 8 shrimps out of 10.
8 shrimps out of 10.
I mean, like overall, as a show, it's pretty laid back at some moments and like casual humor sometimes too. But me personally, one of those people that grew up on the internet and it's like the show made by people, that make internet content. I thought it was just a really good show, really well put together. Very interesting. It has its moments where it's just like over the top, but it's not too over the top. Kind of like most adult shows on like Adult Swim.
Okay. I think it is unequivocally a well-made show. I think it is just one of those personal taste things.
All right. So I have to give this a solid 8 out of 10. Charlie's. 8 out of 10 Charlies.
8 out of 10 Charlies.
And just for the just because I feel since it wasn't something I wasn't really didn't know what I was getting into when I first watched it. I had seen clips of it on TikTok, and then Frank recommended it to me. I wasn't 100% sure. I thought Shrimp was going to be more primary character, but he wasn't, unfortunately. But I think a lot of like bits that they do, I really enjoyed. Like the whole "you kiss your dad on the mouth," and
really like that one.
Yeah, I was a big fan.
It has like a lot of like subtle humor moments that really like just clicked for me.
Then from that to like just like simple lines like that to just like the random random angles, and then like how like they just like you weren't expecting it, and it somehow looks funny, like just how the boss looks at a different angle, and
just like the way that like they
portray the characters.
There you go.
Like how they paint, like kind of basically literally paint them in a different way.
Yeah, it's just like a really awkward show sometimes, and I kind of like that.
Yeah, because life is actually awkward, so I think that it blends well with that fact. Well, all right, guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you, Frank, for being our first guest star as well as our first subscriber. Is there anything that you wanna say before we do our sign off?
Smiling Friends. 8 out of 10. Pretty good show. Would recommend. Would recommend to people over, I don't know, people born in the 90s, or people that are like really into like internet culture and stuff like that, or people that are just like generally awkward in person, I guess, too. Subscribe, like, comment in the section below which the most.
Can I get a verbal agreement from you now that if Joey gets canceled from this video, that you'll keep the channel going with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay posted with any future videos that we post. And go check out any other videos that we may have done. And without further ado, comment down any movies or shows you'd like us to review or watch next. And if you want to see Frank back, also let us know. Like, hey, we want more Frank. Why isn't Frank in this episode?
It's kind of like S'more Move.
Yeah, you voted, and if you want him to be in more episodes, I can try to see if he wants to be. If he doesn't want to be, I'll just kidnap him in my mom's white van. So comment down and any movies or shows, and we might watch it, but we might not. We might not review it, but we might. We might not. I don't know. This is a bad exit. Bye.
Not a lot of people know I voice Frank, and he voices Bruce.
Yeah.
It's true. I'm now talking with Will's voice.
You'll notice we never talk at the same time.
Yeah, Frank's not a real person.
I'm just a figment of Joey's imagination. Joey, you need to wake up, dog.